Hey folks, another unboxing. Something has arrived in the post. I'm going to take a look at it. I'm hoping this is going to be an emerald crab. I'd ordered a few things off a company through eBay for the marine tank. That's excessive amount of tape so far. So we're in the height of summer here in Sheffield, being down with rain and freezing cold, so we'll see if we've got any heat packs. It's an awful big box for what's meant to be a small crab. Heat pad, still warm, that's always a good sign. And right in the middle, I don't know if you can see that. One not so little emerald crab. So we'll get him floating straight away. Get him up to temperature and take it from there. So there we go. He's been in the bag a while, floating, getting the temperature ready. I'll add in a few scoops of the tank water by way of acclimatising. I've tested the temperature's pretty much there now. pH is the same. I'm not going to bother testing anything else. Used my trusty laser pointer to get the temperature matched with the bag, so that's all fine. I've had a bit of a disaster with this tank in the last couple of days. Well, it's all my fault as usual. I'd neglected it a little bit, hadn't kept up with the water changes as much, so that turned into algae bloom, which turned into a bit of cyano, which I was fighting, which turned into the next bit, air algae. So it was one thing after another, just too busy with work basically. I got to the point where I'd sorted everything, but I just couldn't keep control of the nitrates. Now I don't run a skimmer on this tank, which is probably why, but basically I couldn't change water fast enough. I couldn't make water to change it fast enough, what with life going on and all that. So I went for the chemical route. Got some of this Nopox Red Sea and started dosing that. Well, first of all, actually I started with a tank blackout. So I was just getting fed up with the algae. It was taking over everything. So turned the lights off for a good 3 days, covered the tank, opened it up again, and it looked pretty much like this, which isn't the cleanest because I've still not done a proper scrub and water change, but it's a hell of a lot better than it was. But there were still pockets of algae, and there still is, so I thought I'll break out the Nopox and try using that, which was fine. After the first little while though, I had a problem of my own making, where I dosed it, and the way to dose it, so you'll see there's a sump at the back there, or an internal sump. Dosed it into the sump, and then that spreads it through the tank quite well. So I did that this was yesterday, around about lunchtime. Everything looked fine. This is next to my work here, so I've sat typing away, doing my thing. Went to get some lunch, came back upstairs. This was about an hour after dosing, and all the clowns were gasping at the surface. A couple of the electric blue damsels were gasping at the surface, and everything else was dead, laying on the floor. What I had done was, on the top, I had accidentally covered up the opening on the top. So there's like an internal lid here, and then this top lid, and I'd accidentally covered both. So there was no air getting to the tank, and I think that combined with the no-pox had done for them, basically. So I added a couple of air stones just to get up the water moving, pointed the power head at the surface to get the water moving, and within about half an hour the ones that were gasping at the surface, they were all back to normal, all perfectly fine as they are now. Tested the water, all the parameters are still absolutely fine. It was definitely just a lack of oxygen. I was just amazed at how quickly that hit, because that was literally, there was no more than an hour from dosing to noticing. So got all them out. So I wouldn't have ordered that crab if I'd known that was going to happen, but so the crab's turned up today. He was meant to help me take care of the algae, because they will feed on it, the green emerald crabs. So in all, I lost a cleaner shrimp, I lost 3 green chromis, 1 damsel, 1 firefish. So I've got 2 of the electric blue damsels and 3 clowns left. I think that's it. But it is what it is. I also noticed I've got a few bristleworms in there, because one of them came and grabbed the firefish and snuck it into the rock somewhere. I had to dig around earlier on looking for it and couldn't find it. So I need to keep an eye on my parameters, because that will likely be rotting, or if it's not getting eaten. But anyway, let's get on and add this crab in, see how he gets on. So that's him in there. He was floating for about half an hour. The temperature's the same, pH is the same. I've added in some tank water to this over the last 20 minutes. Time to get him in. So I'll scoop him out, because I don't want any of that water in my tank. I'll get him in, but I can't do that one-handed, so I'll be back in a second. Well, I suppose that's a good sign. He's been in the tank less than 30 seconds. They're already munching away on some of the algae I wanted them to. Can't really see very much there. Unboxing number 2. This is just, postman's just been, dropped me off this little thing, taking off the tape. Let's have a look inside. I'm very much assuming that this will be my betta fish I've just ordered off of Chens Betta. Nice hot heat pack. Let's turn this round. Okay, still alive. It's always a good sign. We have movement. To even go as far as to say looks reasonably happy. Alright, let's go and get him acclimatised and put in the water. Well, let's check the temperature actually. What? That's pretty good. Temperature wise, he's still there. Can't believe that. So the heat pack's kicking off 33.7 degrees. Yeah, it is hotter on that side. Well, wherever you're getting your heat packs from, they're doing the job. Let's say that. Okay, down to the fish room. So, betta tanks are all in darkness. I've actually only got 2 at the minute, these 2. All in darkness still. This guy will be going in here. So, number 1 job is take out these guppies, which are just there to keep the filter going really. And then I'll get them put in there. And then we'll come back and have a look once the lights are on. So there he is, pretty happy. Still a couple of guppy fry that I missed, so they will either become a quick snack or long life friends. Lovely fish. So I'll give you a rundown on these tanks. This is my algae tank, or red cherry shrimp. I've got a load in there, all doing quite well. Loads of algae. It's intentionally dirty because they like it like that, and they will feed on all that and hopefully give me a bunch more shrimp. It's probably about 10 in there at the minute. These guppies will go shortly. I've just moved them in there from the tank next door. Same again in here. As you can probably tell, I use guppies everywhere just to keep filters going while I'm moving things around. A load more shrimp in there. Captain Grumpy in here. And I can't remember what we called this guy. Let's see if we can't get these 2 flaring. I'll take out the algae. It's always Captain Grumpy that does the flaring. This guy, not so much. Pretty chilled out. There's been that bristlenose pleck's been in there since it was tiny. There's been a couple of tiny guppy fry. He's quite happy to just have them. Okay. Someone keeps asking me for an update on this guy. There's not really much to say, other than he's still a bit of a dick. He lives in this tank alongside a Tomasi dwarf cichlid, which is hiding somewhere. And I think there might be a Crebensis in there as well somewhere. But he seems happy enough. Every time I bring the camera out though, he's gone. If I hang around for a few minutes, I'll drop some food in, see if he'll come out in a minute. Quick rundown on the other tanks. Here's the discus tank. They're doing pretty well. I was a bit worried about this guy here. But he'd been dark for a while, he was looking a bit thin. But seems to have perked up a bit. Yeah, these guys are doing okay. I'm still not sure what I'm going to do with these guys. Ultimately, because when I get my new tank upstairs, I'll probably buy a bunch of new fish as well to go with it. Maybe keep these guys down here, I'm not sure. Pothos, or devil's ivy everywhere. And there's the billions of Crebensis. I must start selling some of these fish. More guppies. More guppies and algae and cherry shrimp. Thereby cories. Still yet to get some viable eggs from them, but they keep having a go, so we'll keep that going. More guppies. Nothing at the minute. So my idea with these guys, oh, they're coming out, they're coming out. So there's the Tomasi cichlid, lone survivor. But these tanks here, I want to get a load more of them actually, and clear out all this junk, and start separating off some of these guppies, because I've got some great colours in some of them. So I want to try and get some groups together, and again start selling some of them hopefully. So I'm obviously just showing you all the mutts at the minute, but there are some really nice individuals in there. So I really want to have a row of bettas, a row of shrimp, and a row of guppies. But we'll see how we go. That's one for the future. And this guy is just not coming out at all. So every time I make a video, or if I'm down here with the phone, the hides behind the pot or in the pot or behind all this foliage. When I've not got my phone, he's quite happy to swim around. So I will try and do one on this tank at some point, but at the moment it's kind of the prison tank. Fish that are troublesome and cause problems in other tanks, they go in here. But we'll see. But there's the latest inhabitant settling in nicely. Okay, thanks everyone. Remember, click on that subscribe button, leave some comments, it all helps. And I'll see you next time with hopefully a video about some new tanks. Bye bye.